You look at the introduction part to Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. There are two chord shapes that are important to know, and all of the little riff parts, little melodic parts, work around these two chords. The two chords are produced by, there's no capo on it, and it's in regular tuning. Putting the baby finger on the third fret of the first string, the bottom, second fret on the third fret of that second string, and then first finger on the second fret of the fourth string from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that position is that position of the first chord that he plays. Then he'll flip that to the second chord, and these two chords go back and forth, as I mentioned. So the second chord looks sort of like a form of G. These two fingers don't actually move through the whole course of the intro. And what we're going to do is just take this chord, which has the first finger on the second fret of the fourth string, flip it up to the fifth string, second fret, and flip the second finger over to the third fret of the sixth string. So, like I said, sort of like a G shape. It looked like that. So we go back and forth between this. Now you may find that when I play this, that sometimes I may not put my first finger down like that, and that's because I'm going to mute that fifth string. And sometimes I do that out of a need to have that first finger ready to play some part of that riff, and sometimes it's just laziness. I just can't be bothered to put it on. So those two things sometimes happen. But if I walk through how this is going to go, it starts off with a hammer-on the fifth string. Open to 2, we'll use our first finger for that. So that we pick that, and then we use the finger to hammer on that second fret. We play the fourth string open, second fret of that fourth string. Then we're going to strum this chord. There's 3 notes in between, and we'll play this G kind of shape. Another hammer on after the third fret of that sixth string. That's the first line. Then we play that bass note of that next chord. And then he repeats the exact same pattern for the second time around, but then the electric guitar will play a solo during that, and then that's the entire pattern for that intro moving forward. So to recap again, these two fingers stay where they are. We work the riffs around the two chords that move back and forth between those two. And I don't worry too much about getting my first finger on there when I do that G, and then just basically playing through the riffs. Don't be too concerned if you're hitting the exact strings that are listed here. Occasionally, like if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, line 5, he's showing, the person who did the tab is showing that there's very particular strings that are being selected. I can tell you, this guitar player is not being that careful. Mostly just playing. This is an interpretation of what this person thinks they heard on that recording, the person who did the transcription. So don't micromanage that. Just let your strum work its way out, and you'll find a good way to play it that'll sound pretty representative of this chart. Okay, go and enjoy.